We are going here, the crossing block is ahead of us, where we shall see very many varieties of parents where we are doing pollination. And the pollination is normally basing on the types, as I said, the appearance, and mostly the flowering. Because with the pollination, we need to plant or do pollination on a flowering cassava. Because if a cassava does not flower, it is not good for pollination. Whereby where we are going, we shall see where pollination is taking place, and the varieties and the fruits already established, already pollinated some days back. This is where our practical work is going to take place. I'm called Agenoga Solomon. I'm a pollinator, senior pollinator under NACRRI. So first of all, if you want to know pollination, pollination is such, by its simplicity, it is a transfer of pollen grain from anther to stigma of the plants, or maybe either self-pollination or whatever, but of the cassava. And cassava as such, it has both flowers can be found on a plant, as we shall be seeing here. And if you learn about pollination, if you not know, you have to know about pollination. First of all, you have to know the flowers identification. How do they look like? How to go about with? Because if you don't know that, then definitely you don't know about pollination, nothing will happen. So therefore, I want to say that we have two types of flowers. As you can even see here, the two types of flowers, the male flowers and the female flowers. If you look at this one uncovered, the male flowers, these are small and oval in shape, as you see, and mostly they are above the female flowers. Why is it so above? Should be down. Somebody may ask. This is because in terms of pollination, wind pollination, you know, this one after cracking, when they develop, when they grow bigger, they just open by self, so they can be able to pollinate the flowers below. That's the purpose of that. Meanwhile, the female flowers, they are big and sharp pointed, as we can see. They are big and sharp pointed at the tip. What tip? And if you look at their characteristic of the flowers, as I said, one is oval, one is the female flowers are big and sharp pointed. So if you open this flower, the female flowers, you will get the stigma, white. So this white stigma means that it is not pollinated. Now therefore, if you open a mature pollen grain, which I can just bring from elsewhere, this is the mature pollen grain. You see it is bigger in size. It is bigger in size than this small one, showing that this one is red. But what shows that it's red, you may see the color changing from green to somehow yellow. And that one does not show that it is ready matured. What else is red matured? If you open, like this one I've picked this, we are supposed to move with the pollen tube. But let's assume this to be as a pollen tube for now. So this is how you can see from these small ones. This one means it's somehow ready. Even you can see, showing that it's somehow ready, but it's not ready. Because when it is ready, you open this pollen grain, the male flowers, you have to get inside the yellow pollen grain. I think you can see, yeah. You can see, it is yellow. It is yellow. But if you open the one which is not ready, you will get this, it is somehow yellow but nothing. It is not sticky. And you can see the size. Therefore, now this pollen grain, assuming it is ready, because when it is ready, it must have pollen grain, sticky, and you can't taste it right there on some surface like this. You see the grains like this. You can see, you taste it, or else you can, if you have any, you can just taste on the body like this. You can see yellow. So now this one, now after tasting, you discard, you throw it away. You don't take it to the female flowers. Now you get another one. So you get another one, which is now ready. Assume it is now ready. You are taking to the male female flowers now. Like we can go back. So I said, female flowers, when you open, you get the stigma and the ovary, and must be white, showing that they are not pollinated. They are just on the process of getting ready for pollination. So now we are forcing, and indeed before doing pollination, as you come and check it for pollination like this, first thing you have to do, you have to cover this flower before pollination. This means that it is human pollination. That's what we call hand pollination. We did not other pollination like wind pollination and maybe pollination done by bees. It is human pollination. That's hand pollination. So you have to cover before a day or two. As you see, it is covered yesterday. And
why do you cover it?
It was covered yesterday, ready for the female flowers to open, so that you can do pollination. So you cover first.
So the female flowers respond to the
yes,
shade?
Yes, this one, if you cover, this bag can provide more warmth so that the female flowers, they can open very fast. And you can see the difference now. This one was covered and they are bigger than this, and you see the color. They are changing the maturity stage than this one uncovered, but they were all at the same time. So therefore, after covering this, if for certain time, they are supposed to open. The flowers, the female flowers are supposed to open by themselves, not you to force them. But for our purpose now, we have to open ourselves because they have not opened. So I said, if you open this female flower, if you open now, but we are supposed not to open. I'm doing it because now there's no way, this is just for our demonstration. So if you open this female flower, as I'm doing so, I said you get stigma. The white on top is the stigma, and underneath it is a ovary. So now, since it is now open, it is so ready to receive pollen grain from the male flower, as you see. Now you open this pollen from maybe the next family. If it is a pollination, it's a cross pollination you get from the next family. So you come and bring. If it is self pollination, you take the pollen within the plant. If it is cross pollination, you take the pollen from the next family. You bring to cross the family you want. If it is self pollination, you take the pollen grains within the same family. So assuming this is a cross pollination, we are bringing pollen grain from family B to family A. So you come and dust the ready pollinated, ready pollen. You just coat or dust the stigma. From white is now becoming yellow. Make sure you coat or dust completely. Don't allow any place unpollinated. So you open the next one. Maybe it is naturally open, but now I'm just for our purpose, I'm open it myself. So you see before pollination, it is white. You also dust the pollen grain. Dust the pollen grain. It is now also ready. But if this pollen is over, you discard, you throw it away. You take another one. You make sure you complete all the female flowers which are ready opened here all. Assuming we have done only 2. The rest which you have not pollinated, you have to remove away, because if you don't remove, with the time after maybe 2 days, they will also open. Now they will confuse you which one you have pollinated, hand pollinated. So it makes the work very difficult during harvesting. And this one makes a lot of contamination, other things. So you have to make sure that you remove away these ones which you have not pollinated. Which you have not pollinated. Which you have not pollinated. All you remove. Now after that, what will show that you are pollinated? So you have to tag. You have to tag this information down Because if you don't tag, nobody will know that you have pollinated, even you. Because our purpose is to pick these seeds, which we have already pollinated. There are now flowers, but after 2 weeks, 14 days, these flowers we have now pollinated, they will form into fruits, which you will see, which you can also see here. After 2 weeks, they will form into fruits. They will form, these flowers will form, the fruits are here. These are the one which was already pollinated some time back. This is already pollinated. You can see it was pollinated on 30th August. I think this is fine. So what you do, you bring a tag like this. You have to write the date. The date tells you that, will tell you that the day you are pollinated, and also gives time to know when will this flower be harvested. How many days have they taken? So you have to tag. Assuming this is a family A. Family A, first you start with the female flowers, which is the family A. Cross with the family B, the pollen we have taken from family B. Cross. Now the number of female flowers pollinated, how many have you pollinated? Here we have pollinated 2. So you abbreviate pollinated P, pollinated 2. The number, today's, which date is today? You record the date. Today is 22nd of September 2016. So this information you have to tie down next to the branch. This we call it inflorescence. You just tie it just down here. Don't tie down. If you tie it down here, which means that you have pollinated this. So you have to tie just next to the infos you have pollinated. I think it can be seen.
Yeah, I can see.
So like that. So why do we take this record? It tells us the day you have done and the number of days it will take ready for harvesting the seeds. So you leave like this. Now again, you have to cover back. Why should we cover back? We cover back to avoid contamination by other agents, whether it's wind pollination or insect pollination like a bee. But only here, we want only hand pollination done by human being only, no other agents. You cover the pollinated flowers back. You cover back. Now, does it mean that this net bags to be left maybe for what? So this net bag, after covering, I told you that you have to, first of all, you have to cover the flowers back before pollination. Now then, after pollination. So after pollination, you cover it, you leave it for 48 hours. That is 2 days. After 2 days, you come and remove back. You expose the flowers to its nature now. So after 2 weeks, the sepals will drop down. So it will be taken up. As we have already seen this one already, it was done on 30th this month. 30th of last month. Now, you leave these fruits to continue, but you have to monitor. How are they doing? Are they aborted or not? But nothing can do, since you have now left them, you cannot spray, you cannot rescue, you just leave them. So if they are well pollinated means that if the flowers matured and also all the flowers, male flowers and female flowers, or if they are all matured, definitely it will take very well. But if it may be the pollen grain was not matured, definitely they will abort. That's how abortion. And the next thing is how I've been handling the flowers. If I handle without care, definitely they will also abort. They will also abort. So it means that you have to be extra careful when you are doing pollination. Now, after finishing, after 1 month, you come back. Before that one, you transfer this information. Before you leave, you go to the next plant, you have to transfer this information into record book. This you transfer information here in the record book. Today is the 22 of September 2016. So the family here, the family is female flowers first is family A times family B. The total number of flowers pollinated was 2. Just indicate 2. Yeah, 2. Just leave it now. Information is already here. Because if you don't do this one, we shall doubt when. And if you don't do this one, the book will also show. But if anything happens here, it is better to come, or else you have forgotten maybe something, you come to the book. The book will tell you that you have pollinated this and this. Supposing you are many or 2, you can also, maybe you are sharing the book, you can also write your initials, like Solomon. Even on the tag, I can write Solomon to show my initial, to know that maybe you are 3 people working. Which one does the better work? That one you can also show if you want to know. Also, okay, this one, if it works well, like this person who have made this one, he pollinated, this person pollinated 2, and all the 2, they're here, which means this is good work. Somebody might have pollinated 10, but all 0, you get 0, you see. So which means this person has carefully done this work carefully. So, and this is the kind of work we need to do under pollination. Now, if this one all finish, this is not the last stage in our under pollination. So these fruits, these flowers, they are formed into fruits. Assuming we have pollinated 2, these are the 2 now, they are big here. Again, as you keep on washing them, every day you take data on it, showing how many, maybe today we pollinated maybe 50. Out of the 50, how many have already died or how many are taking off, you can show. Now, assuming this one now they are matured. Assuming they have to change. See, those fruits you have seen, which means that they are ready, they have to begin showing cracks on the pericarp. You see the pericarp, just cracking, showing that it is ready, it is getting ready, it is matured now. If these ones, if these 2 fruits, if these fruits, you don't pick it, it will dissolve, it will go away, it will shatter, you will not get. So thereby, before they go away in this dissolve, you have to pick. The very one we have flowered, you have to pick, as we are picking now, you have to pick, you are picking. So now, these flowers, you have noted, they are now matured, those 2, passing under different stages, now they are matured. So you just pick these flowers. After picking the flowers, assuming this is a paper bag where you are supposed to pick, we just pick from the plant, you drop into a paper bag. The same information you have written here, you have also to write down. You tell something first. You are winding up. So, here are the tags. Here it is, family A. Family A has been crossed with family B, only this family B. You leave other information because now you have already picked. So the only thing you may add number of fruits picked. If it was 1, you put 1. You can write 1. If it's 2, you pick 2. You picked 2. You can also add the date for today. Today is 22. maybe after that time, maybe after maybe 3 months, because it will be ready after 3 months. Assuming this is December, December 23rd, the day you have picked it. So you put in the envelopes, well labeled. So inside and also outside on the paper, outside here you also label. Now you take back home, you dry the seeds. After drying the seeds, after this hazel, you remain with real seeds. Now the seeds you now take and plant into nursery bed or seed bed. Because you have maybe nursery bed or seed bed be open or else in the screen house, depends how you organize it.